for the summer, baby. Welcome to another episode of Life After Death. I'm your host, DJ Verrett, aka Ghost. We got another special episode today. Today I got a man who's of many words. I was blessed in order to meet him on my birthday in Santa Monica when we were cleaning up the community. I've known him to keep his palms down versus his palms up. So we're gonna learn a lot about Mr. James Bradley. Please say hello to everybody.
Hello, everybody out there. Good to meet you, and we're here to help.
Okay, James. Well, I want to thank you for coming today, and I know it was traffic getting out here today.
Yeah.
But I want to thank you for coming out. Life After Death is an amazing podcast, and I could say that right now, you and I and many people that I get a chance to meet, when we form a brotherhood, a friendship, a relationship, basically. From two different walks of life, and I mean, from two different walks of life of how we grew up. I like to call that the new odd couple. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I believe it and I feel it. Yeah.
So, So in the beginning, man, how I met James Bradley was it was my birthday of this year, May 31st. The next day, they had a riot in Santa Monica.
Yeah.
And they, looted the stores and all that. So I'm from the 33rd District.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my community. That's where I shop at. That's where I take my children at. So one Saturday morning, I woke up and I said, I'm going to go keep my palms down, and I'm going to go be a service to these small mom and pops, shops. Mm-hmm. So I'm right there cleaning up, and this cat walks up on me, man. I'm getting interviewed, and this cat walks up to me in a white baseball hat.
That's right.
And he was like, man, that was deep what you're doing. And he introduced himself, and I don't know anything about him. He didn't know anything about me, but we clicked, and we've been in constant contact ever since.
Yeah, it's a brotherhood. Man, I sensed it when I first met you there. Yeah. And more importantly, I saw how you reacted to you were being actually recorded by some Channel 5, that's right. Yeah. And they put us up there on a repeat, didn't they?
It was part of their reel.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, ever since then, it's been nonstop, and it was really powerful. In fact, when I saw you there, and I had a few of my staff members with me, and they're going, "Oh my God, what's going on here? What's going on?" It's that you're there for the right reasons, and you taught me palms down. I said, I believe it. I live it every day of my life, and growing up on the East Coast,
yes, sir.
That's what you do. I mean, from a large family, and you're from a large family too. Yeah.
But man, James, I'm like Mr. Bradley, like, man, call me James. I'm like, Mr. Bradley. I said, so like, James, I had no clue of who you are.
Yeah, I am just one guy fighting the fight to make some sensibility. That's it.
But still, though, it's out of all those people out there being of service, with the palms down, cleaning up the wreckage of the night before.
Yeah.
How many times would you run into a politician? How many times that I will see a politician in it
cleaning it up? I don't know, because I don't like.
I've never seen that before. I've never seen it on television. I've never read it in the news. I've never read it in the newspaper. I thought you were just another guy, just like me, a father.
That's exactly what it is.
A member of the community.
Yeah.
Cleaning up, and here he is like after the interview from Channel 5, he was like, man, we need to know each other. I come to find out, I Googled you. He gave me your first and last name. I Googled you. I'm like, wow.
See, I don't look at that. I just look at people for who they are, and you can pick it up when you first meet them. That's why I think we really clicked.
Yeah.
And just like everyone else that I met, but you and I became brothers that day.
Yes, sir.
And ever since then, we've been talking about how can we bring solutions and answers that are long needed in the community.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So again, brother, it's
I'm not a politician, man. That's the way I view it. I'm just a hardworking soul, just like everybody out there trying to make a living. I just got tired. I just said, hey, enough of the poor. I mean, these politicians are killing us.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. But I want to stay right here, right now,
Right.
or what you're doing,
Mhm.
or what you're going to do.
Mhm.
You know, again, brother, I thought you were just another father like myself,
Yeah.
a member of the community, out there cleaning up, sweeping, filling up trash bags. And I swear to you, brother, and everybody listening, I did not know that this man was running for Congress.
Yeah, this is not my first go. You know that, right?
You know, so I want to say thank you for being there. You know, being in it,
Right.
cleaning up versus at home watching it on the news.
Yeah. How could you be? I mean, honestly, in your good conscience, how could you just sit back and watch what happened for one, and two, not be part of the change and bring what was needed at the time? And I could not sit on the couch. I mean, I did back when I was in corporate America. I said, hey, that's their business, but not anymore, man. I gotta give back.
Okay.
We have to do that. We have to work together, palms down.
Yeah.
Because if we don't start getting involved, everyone out there that lives in the community, that loves their children, loves their neighbors, and what's happening in this political, I call it a political swill nail. It's bad.
Yeah.
We got to make some change. We as citizens need to take back our rights. I'm done with what's happening in D.C. I'm done with what's happening here in our district in California. So I felt if I didn't get involved, I wouldn't be me. I could not be me in good conscience, sit back and watch what's happening. That's it.
Yeah. If again, brother, it's the you're being out there in it with all the wreckage.
Hey, I'm used to it.
And you can apply that to whatever's going on that's not being done correctly or the way it should be done, or you're in the trenches. You know, and I have not seen people, men and women, in the trenches who wanted change or my vote. I didn't know anything about you, brother.
Hey, I wasn't there for votes. I was there just to help.
And you did that.
Yeah.
And you did that, and I want to say thank you from everybody who was out there. I truly want to say thank you, and we do need more people like you to represent our district.
Amen, brother.
And point of reference to all those out there, Mr. Bradley's a point of reference, and I want to say thank you. But so we got the introduction out the way, so we know, so let everybody know who you are. So give me a brief description. What was young James like back in his youth? Where did you grow up, brother?
Oh my goodness, I grew up in Rhode Island to a family of 9 children.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, I was smack down in the middle. I was like I am today. I'm the peacekeeper, right? I got the elderly, the older siblings, and I have the younger ones, and I'm always caught in the middle. So I learned early in life, you got to be the arbitrator.
Yes.
You got to bring the peace and the unity.
Yeah.
And that was my role back when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had a beautiful mother. She was a professional singer. She did a lot of Billie Holiday. I mean, that's where my roots are. You know, back in the day in the great big band era, my mom. And she was also a professional actress back on the East Coast.
Okay.
My father was a career Navy pilot, served in World War II. And he's still living today. He's 96 years of age.
Job well done. Thank you, Mr. Bradley.
Thank you, Dad. Love you. You're my hero. You are my hero.
So, graduated high school. You want to keep your palms down.
Always.
Living in a family of 9, your palms got to be down. You know. So you went a career in the Coast Guard. Tell us about that.
Well, actually, before that, I was an avid sailor. You know, I love to sail because Narragansett Bay is the playground for Rhode Island. So I spent a lot of my time, my youth, just out there loving it and just sailing it. A lot of people don't get that, right? But after that, I went in to become a professional sailor on the tall ships back in 96? What was it? Can't remember. See, there you go. But yeah, I sailed professionally on a tall ship with the city of Baltimore, so I saw the inner city of Baltimore. Man, I loved it. The music, oh my God. Back then it was different. Pell's Landing. Now it's completely different.
Everybody had to play an instrument.
Yep, you got it.
The drummer had to be lead singer. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the era right there.
Yeah, so after that, then I came out to the West Coast for the first time, and I did a few classes in college, and then the calling of the United States Coast Guard. So I enlisted from Manhattan Beach, California, in the Coast Guard. Yeah.
What kind of training is that right there? A lot of swimming? Or?
Oh, it's a lot of that. You know, and back then they had, that was in Alameda up in Northern California. They closed that down now. But they put you through this rigorous training, boot camp. And by the way, it's the second most difficult boot camp to get through.
A lot of treading water. And stuff
Oh, yeah,
like
yeah. Yeah, carry a brick under the, and yeah, you're doing everything.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
wow.
Yeah, it was fun. That was just boot camp, though, my first duty station.
That's why this man's in shape. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. Look at them big old arms.
Hey, you know, I do the best I can. Then my first duty station was Maui, Hawaii. Could you imagine that? Right out of boot camp, going to Maui, Hawaii. Beautiful, paradise.
I've been to Maui, yes.
But let me tell you, with the good came bad. We had so many, you know, and I hate to say this, there was a lot of carnage, unfortunately. You know, by my nature, right? I love people. I want to take care of people.
Yes, sir. Like
I'm trying, well, what we will do, because I believe we're going to win this election.
Yes, sir.
But when I was in Hawaii, they call the Ohana group. That's the, I wouldn't call them Aborigines, but these are the local islanders that close-knit, and they always had this, you know, this hate-love relationship with the Coast Guard. But my relationship with the Ohana group became like brother, like yours and mine. But the unfortunate thing is, with the good came bad. We had a lot of recovery work, people coming up that were passed away, and so that's the unfortunate reality when you deal with law enforcement and search and rescue. You want to be there in time. You want to save a life. Unfortunately, in my experience in Hawaii, we were always too late. However, here's the silver lining in that cloud. I went through my A school. I went into aviation, and I became what they call a radio technician and aviation technician for the helicopters. So
A helicopter?
Yes, sir. Helicopter. And my last duty station was in Clearwater, Florida. And that's when we were there at the right time. Right time.
What year was this?
This was right in 1984. That's before you were born, brother.
No.
Man, you look so young. I'm going, this give you my younger brother right here.
That's funny. But thank you.
But yeah, and I'll just share this one.
What is that?
I'll just share this one story. Yeah, we were doing our normal training, what they call them touch and goes, and that's where you take a helicopter and you go forward, you touch down, you go forward again, you come around, and you do a pattern back and forth. In this one particular exercise, we get a radio, because I was radio at the time. He's saying, "Hey, listen, you need to divert. We need a helo." It was 1468, I believe it was. Go to this designation. We have a missing vessel. So we started our search pattern right off of the coast. And I think the third leg of the search pattern, I saw the vessel that was missing. So I radioed back to the radio station and said, "We located the vessel. Stand by." This came from the radio station. And they say, "Stand by for further orders." Now, we were told there was 2 persons on board, 2, father, son, and I noticed there was 3. It was a woman. So I radioed back. "We have 3 POB. Stand by, wait." Then I got this message, which put a chill down my spine. I never heard it before in my life. "Intervene with extreme prejudice." I'm going, what? That's the first time I've heard that.
Be cautious, basically.
Yeah, they said, "Do not leave the scene. Something's wrong." So we went down and we just hovered on the water, and we landed on the water, and we're trying to communicate with the father, son on there. And I'm noticing that woman. She's in the back. They call the transom of the boat. She was taking a towel and waving it up and down. I'm going, ooh, that's what they call a distress signal, right? So it was more than 2 minutes. She was in the water. Now, this is the dead of winter. Even in Florida, it's cold,
Yes.
right? She's jumping in the water, and she's swimming toward the helicopter. So we power down. We recover her. And I'm radioing in and say, hey, we recovered lady, gave him the details, and we're going to advance to the next, the air station, and there was an ambulance waiting. So to me, and that's not the end of the story. So I went there and landed, and she was with a gurney. She was put in the ambulance, and she went into the hospital, and then we carried on her day. And the surface fleet, the two patrol boats, went over there, and they took care of the two gentlemen there. Next morning, I went in the chow hall, and I was approached by one of the officers, and he said, "James, good work." I said to him, "What do you mean, good work?" He said, "You just saved that lady's life." And I said, "What?" And he said, "Yep, she was raped for 3 days.
Oh, my goodness.
They were planning on killing that girl. They had the anchor chain around her legs. She shook that off of her legs, and she jumped in the water, and she made it to the helicopter for safety." It just pierced through my heart. I saying, that if made all of that tiresome training that I went through, it made it worth it.
For that moment.
That moment in time. And I never forget it, and I know she doesn't either. If you're out there and you still remember, love you, girl. I was glad to be there. We were glad to be there to save your life. And it made it worth it.
Yes, sir. That's why that rigorous training. And thank you for choosing that path to save a life. You know, all them years, you know, that's what that led up to. So, you know, that's big ups to you right there.
Oh.
Me being a father, you know, I'm a father of twin 6-year-old girls. And it is, I couldn't imagine that, you know. So, after the career, marriage, do I hear marriage in the future? Do I hear family? Let's talk about the family. You got a family?
Oh, yeah, I do. Yeah, I got out of the Coast Guard, honorably, by the way. I got out, and I started a new career. I finished up my master's program. I got 2, and then I met this lovely lady. She's 5'11", blonde, blue eyes. I'm going, what in the world would this woman see in me, right? She saw something. So we started our life together.
Yes, sir.
And we had our daughter. Her name is, I can say it, Genevieve?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you can say it.
All right.
Hey, Genevieve.
Man, she's my pride and joy. She's now 25 years of age.
Wow.
Yeah. So I spent my life, my early career out of the Coast Guard, kind of climbed the ladder. Now, keep in mind, I'm not the tallest guy, and I don't have a lot of hair, right? So it was really tough to make it through the corporate jungle. You know, we're not favored.
Yes, sir.
So I kept struggling and beating my way up to the top, and I finally made it to the top, the C-suite, they call it, right? The CEO level and all that.
Sir.
And to me, I'm going, hey, I don't care about the title. I want to get the job done. That's it. Be done. But I had a great relationship. In fact, my wife and I are no longer married, but we're best friends. And I love her to pieces.
Yes, sir.
Because she takes care of my girl, 25 years of age. And we're happy as, you know, good friends could be.
Let me ask you a question. So you got 20 years of experience of raising a daughter.
Yes.
I got 6 years of raising twin daughters.
Yeah.
Give me a little bit of experience of what to expect in 4 more years when they're 10.
Well, you got some things coming at you. You know, now, especially now. Man.
Yeah.
You know, with social media being the dominant force and influence on our children, not back when I was kids, you know, when I was raising my daughter, it was just basically Nickelodeon, anything on the tube. That was it. But now you got everything.
Man, when I was a kid, man, they had Channel 2, Channel 4, Channel 5, Channel 7, Channel 9, 11, and 13. They had 7 channels.
Oh.
And TV went off at one time. You know, TV went off, and now it's like you got a zillion channels.
Yeah.
You know, so it's then you have all these apps. You have all these apps and social media. Some you know good and some are not so good. But it's popular with these younger people now.
Oh yeah.
You know, especially like when I was growing up. You know, Moms, all she knew was listen to that, back then they called it soul music, R&B, but it's soul music, music from the soul. So it's like if you played the drums, then you had to be a singer too. So if you played that bass, you had to play them drums. So, music has changed, the community's changed, society's changed, it's getting faster. You could do, anybody has access to millions of people like we do. We got access to millions of viewers. So nowadays, you have to be careful, especially if you are in a certain light. If you are an actor, you got to watch what you say on social media, even when you're in the community. So people can actually film you. So actors, people in law enforcement, people in politics, entertainers, and just the average Joe. Like you can be at Trader Joe's or Ralph's and not wear that mask, and somebody's gonna film you. So if you can, so stuff like that. So, the hot topic today, there's it's hip hop music.
Oh yeah.
I love her to death. I love her music. I love her art. The rapper Cardi B and her new single called WAP. Before you go off into that right there.
Yeah.
Before this interview was even planned, I didn't know nothing about the WAP. I didn't know anything about what you were saying or was quoted saying in a tweet or something. When I looked at that, I'm a grown man. I'm 49 years old, right? Now I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, James.
Yeah.
I'm 49 years old. I'm in a monogamous committed relationship.
Amen to that.
I got 3 women at home, 2 daughters and a mother. You dig what I'm saying?
I do, yeah.
Me as who I am, I have to watch what I do.
Oh yeah.
I can't be reckless. I have to practice some responsibility because I've written books. I've been on television, done television shows. I've done music. I've done a whole bunch of stuff. So I have to be careful of what I do. I have to have a sense of responsibility as a dad.
As we all do, brother.
As we all do, yes.
Yeah.
And you too, because like I said, we're 2 fathers. We're 2 fathers.
And you're an uncle?
An uncle.
Right.
A neighbor.
That's right.
I'm a point of reference for a lot of people.
That's right.
Just like you are. Like I said, Cardi B, I love her music, and the WAP song. Let me see this real quick.
It's in the back of that.
I have the WAP song
back there.
And
yeah, there you go.
And as a father,
that's exactly what we're talking about right now.
Raising women.
Yes.
Raising women.
Yes.
Children have access to all kind of stuff now.
24/7, brother.
It's not like when I was a child. The Red Fox, the Richard Pryors, the Dolomites.
Right.
All those albums we had to listen to because we had to sneak when moms and them would sleep and turn the stereo on. Yes, we had record players. All the jokes came on an album. So we had to sneak into the garage or wait till mom to sleep or go to somebody's house to listen to it at a low volume, and that was rare. But nowadays with social media, with my 12-year-old and 14-year-old nieces, not let alone my 6-year-old daughters, it changed. And I know that as a responsible father, I can't protect them from everything, but I can protect them from a lot of things. Now, me going back, I grew up in the age of hip hop, the birth of hip hop.
Yeah.
And we have we got some female pioneers of hip hop.
Queen Latifah.
Queen Latifah.
Oh yeah.
MC Light.
MC Light.
Huh?
Roxanne Shante.
Who?
Roxanne Shante.
Roxanne.
Yeah.
Finesse and Sequence. We got Salt and Pepper.
Oh yeah, I remember Salt and Pepper when
yeah.
they first came out.
Salt and Pepper has a song called "Let's Talk About Sex, Baby." That was an educational thing.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, it's just my opinion. Just my opinion.
Well, your dad, like me.
Yeah.
That's what we could be thinking. That's the hat I wear on every time. That's it.
Exactly. Just my opinion. Lil' Kim came out and changed the game.
Oh yeah.
I love Lil' Kim, but she came out and changed the game, and it kind of killed off the Queen Latifahs, the Yo-Yos. It kind of killed off the Salt and Peppers because she was exuding sexuality. Nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, I agree.
Love you.
Yeah.
But me as a father, I see that the Brat was the first female rapper to go platinum. She spit venom. Love you too, Brad. I want you on my show, girl. But when I heard this right here, my wife heard this song right here, and my sisters heard this song.
Yeah.
They were like, "Oh, it's great and everything," but it's for grown folks.
Yeah.
We cannot separate that.
Yeah.
But you, as a father, has quoted saying, "No God in the life. There's no God in life.
Oh, mom and dad.
No mom and dad."
Well,
Okay, now that's the part about it. I did my research. She didn't have that. She didn't have that.
Right.
We don't know what kind of relationship that she had with a higher power, but we know that she didn't have that. So you were right about that. And sometimes the truth hurts.
Yeah, and I don't mean to do personal attacks. I'm looking at the message is all. That's it.
That's it. And I totally understand what you were saying, bro.
Yeah. And I think as a dad, when you're there too late, kind of all those examples I gave you, when they give you any examples, but when I was there in a position to help and I couldn't help, that's what I felt like as a dad.
You did that.
Yeah.
You did that.
If I could not insert myself and exercise my responsibility as a father, I would never feel good with myself ever. So 24/7 streaming, expose our kids to this.
Yeah, but it's just the fact.
Give it a rating, man. That's it.
That's it, man. Give it a rating. I totally agree with that. But you hit the nail on the head, bro. You hit the nail on the effing head because that's her past. That's her past.
Yeah.
Her mom was a stripper, according to the media,
right?
And what's out there, right? She became a stripper, but she saw something bigger than that.
Right.
She said, "I don't have to be a stripper forever."
Right.
And she can spit them lyrics, or somebody helped her write them lyrics, but she took it to another level, and she doesn't have to strip anymore. And, again,
we got to elevate women.
Exactly, like Queen Latifah said, ladies first.
That's it.
Well,
I cram to understand you.
Exactly.
I do. I just go, man, she's holding on to power to be such a strong influence.
She's had a lot of influence
in young women's life. Use that power for the good. Elevate these girls. Bring them up.
You got to shake that ass like that.
Man.
Yeah.
Because I know, hey, that's painful. People that live that life, hey, I'm not judging. You got to survive. I get it. But when you have an opportunity to send a message to elevate women, and let me tell you, I got 5 sisters. 5 sisters. They would kick me to the curb if they knew that I said anything ill about a woman.
Yeah.
Ill.
This is Queen Latifah. She has a documentary. The female pioneers of hip hop. It's called Where Did the Women of Hip Hop Go? She had a banging hit called UNITY, which was an upliftment song. She did with Native Tongues, the banging hit Unity, UNITY, Buddy Buddy, and Ladies First.
Ladies First, I remember that one.
That's the hip hop where I know. again, if I'm at the club, me and the wife go to a club, if they playing some music, yeah, we gon' bop to it. But every person, because there's a lot of controversy out there.
It is.
Now, if you are a father or a mother,
Yeah.
and before I recite these lyrics,
Yeah.
I don't want you to. I'm gonna recite them.
Oh well,
Right.
I won't wash my ears out with holy water this
Okay,
time.
okay,
All right, man.
Okay. So again, back in the '80s, or yeah, '80s, there was a group out of Florida called Two Live Crew,
Oh yeah.
and Luke, they wrote a song. Hey, we want some, you know what I'm saying.
I do.
So that was controversial back then, but it was played everywhere. When you said don't listen to it, I'm gonna listen to it.
Oh yeah.
So I listened to this song with my wife and my family yesterday,
Oh. 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 Oh.
and
Oh.
the younger ones,
Oh my God.
they were 18 and over, but this
Right.
is what they talked about. We sat back and watched the video, and this is I read it out loud to them. So this is a song with Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion. It's like again, I love it. I love it. The video is very, very visual.
Yeah, it was tight. I
It was
liked
tight.
it.
It was tight. But
Yeah.
I would not let my daughters or my nieces actually sing this song right here. I love it. Don't get me wrong, but the hook goes, there's some holes in this house. There's some whores in this house. There's some whores in this house. There's some whores in this house. I said certified freak, 7 days a week. Wet ass. Make that pull-out game weak.
Ooh.
That's
Cardi.
I'm not gonna
baby.
go no more about that right there, right?
Yeah.
It's again, for a strip club, which I don't go to strip clubs, but that'll be appropriate for that place right there.
Mm-hmm.
It's not appropriate in my house. Her other songs, yes, I like her other songs.
Oh yeah, I do like her other
and,
songs.
And every father and mother that I did speak to, would you allow your daughters to sing this song right here in this house?
Mhm.
I would allow my daughters to recite "Ladies First."
Yeah.
I would allow my daughters to recite something that's appropriate. That's not age appropriate.
Well, can I share something with you?
Yes, sir.
Run for office comes with a lot of responsibility. In our California and throughout the country and the world, we have a big problem with sex trafficking and abuse of children.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a strong dad, and I believe in God.
Yes, sir.
Every day I'm praying to God, give me the strength, give me the wisdom and the words to share.
Mm-hmm.
And when I see, and Cardi, girl, I understand you're going to make money, but you got a little girl now.
Yeah.
Baby, take care of that girl. Set a good example. And all for the other ones. And, I don't want to judge you. I want to bring peace to you. And I know you want to run for office, by the way. I found that out.
Yeah.
And I wish you would, because you have a good voice and you have a great following. But what hits me hard is not only being a dad, but I look at what's going on with our kids. It's called the sexualization of our children. And that song really hits to the core of me, because that's what I'm fighting right now. Because we have a lot of pedophilia going on in our great city here in L.A. And how can I, in good conscience, turn away on this? And you're not the only one. I get it. But girl, you got a good voice. Use it. Use it for the right things. And I'll support you. But do the right thing. Mm-hmm. And I know it's money, and it's a tough one. But I got to be a dad. Yeah. And also, when I get in office, I want to be supporting people that will uplift women. That's what we do as citizens, more importantly, human beings. We got to uplift the humanity. And the women that have been taking it so hard, I mean, really, let's elevate ourselves. I want to see, like Queen Latifah. Let's bring some dignity and not climb up because you're already there in my life.
Yeah, Cardi had to get that out of her system. I think.
Yeah.
So it's out of her. I think it's out of her system. Cardi, check it out. You know, we waiting for you to come into LA. I want you to be on my show. I want you to do a show with myself and with Mr. James Bradley right here.
It's all in love, girl.
Yeah,
Nothing else.
It's all in love. But the only thing we saying is that as a father of young influential children, females, and I totally agree with you. I listened to this song intentionally. You know what I'm saying? And people took what you said as a father, not as anybody else. As a father, they took it out of context. That's how I took it, you know.
Right.
So it may shocked a lot of people, just like shocking music, like the Two Live Crew shocked, you know, that song. Hey, we want some, you know, PUSSY. You know, same thing like this song. So this is basically the female version of that, and I know that Cardi B is hella talented. Hella talented, you know.
She is.
And I know Megan Thee Stallion is hella talented.
I agree.
You know, but like I said, brother, as a dad,
that's where I view
raising strong. I'm a girl dad.
Yeah.
I'm raising women. I got no sons. I'm raising women. Just like you raised a woman.
Oh yeah.
And like all you men out there raising women.
It's tough.
Yeah, it's tough, but we can't protect them from that. And I think it was okay for you to voice your opinion, to share your thoughts.
If nothing else, shake it up a bit. Because, you know, people need to start waking up. We can't follow, you know, I believe in trends. I believe in the popular way things go. Everything's changing. But, you know, when we get back, we lower the standard in front of our children. Well, I'd be pointing my finger at me now, saying, "Why didn't I stand up? I have a right to speak, right? I'm a dad.
Yes, you do.
Just like Cardi, like everybody else in the world. First Amendment right guarantees that, right? And all love to you, girl. But you know, that was just a song that kind of, and you know, I use different vernacular. Yeah. Holy water, because I'm Christian for one. We joke about that, by the way, Cardi.
A little older than you, Cardi B.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
But I love you, girl. Don't take it wrong. I struck hard because it hit hard to me, and being a dad, that's where I was speaking from. That's it, from the heart, from a dad.
Yeah, she got another song called "Bloody Shoes." I like that song. You know, I like it. You know, and I love Megan Thee Stallion. I love their music, man. And you know, again, you know, me as I do music also. I do music and
you sent me that clip, and I was trying to get to a friend of mine. He's going. He doesn't do doesn't do that, but
yeah, you know, that's, you know, I have fun doing it because, you know, I was on ice for a long time. So being on ice for a long time, I got a chance to do that, you know. And this is for me, James, is like living life after death. You know, people come on my show, and it's you know, the TV shows I was on. You know, I pull my, you know, like I said, the unlikely odd couple, because I'm pulling the Ronald Lawrences. You know, I'm pulling the James Brady's. You know, I'm pulling the Freeway Rick Ross. You know, I'm pulling Louis Gossett Jr. You know, these are my friends.
Yeah.
You know, these are my brothers. You know, and it's about living life after death. You know. And again, keeping them palms down like you have been, and man.
But well, you know, again, dad, but also human beings in life. What impressions do you have on others?
Exactly.
That carries a heck of a responsibility.
Exactly.
And you know, if you were to ask me 5 years ago, would I ever run for office, I'd say, "What are you, crazy? Are you smoking weed? What are you doing?"
Yeah.
And watching what's happening now, and I think everyone can agree, we're not happy. Not happy at all. I mean, we have families against families now.
Man, let me just another question I want to say. I want to ask you about. Just my opinion.
Sure.
Nobody else's opinion. Just my opinion. When I came back to America, I wanted to further my education. I come from a background of totally disadvantaged
Mm.
in every aspect of life. Now I live such a different way of life that I say I've been there, done that. But going back to your military career, what kills me is I see these homeless vets.
Oh God, yeah, that tears my heart out, man.
These men and women, man. Because I asked them, what branch were you in? Where, what was your service number?
Hmm.
I buy them food.
Well, I appreciate that because
Mhm.
these are my brothers and sisters out
Yeah,
there
yeah,
on the street,
yeah.
and they gave.
That has to change, bro.
Yeah, we're gonna do that.
Mhm.
We're gonna do that. Well, what I found, and I'm not gonna point fingers at corruption. All I
No,
know,
yeah.
all what we're looking at is we have roughly 5,000 veterans on the
Mhm.
street of LA right now,
Mhm.
and these people gave it all of their life. They gave up their life for that time they were in, and now they're giving it up again. And it's about time that we get back.
Mhm.
So I try to spend as much time. In fact, before I came over here, I was over there talking, and we're going to be shooting a film, by the way,
Oh,
tomorrow.
tell us about that.
Yeah.
Oh, can you talk about that?
Oh, well, I
Can you
can't.
give us a little synopsis. Or?
Oh, it's going to be about what's happening over the LA VA in Westwood.
Mhm.
And where's the money going? Why do we have we can house 5,000 veterans in those facilities, and there's only 200 and some odd in there right now.
I did my internship
Well,
in New Directions off of Wilshire.
did you really?
Yes.
Yeah, I spoke with them last week.
Mhm.
Yeah.
New Directions.
I want to get more into the new directions. We have some work to do.
Mhm.
But I can tell you the person I'm running against,
Mhm.
he's turned his back. And he's a veteran.
I sent Ted Lou some correspondence and asked him to be on my show.
Right.
I have not heard back yet. Maybe he's busy. When I sent your office the same thing, you immediately got back to me. I want to say thank you. So Ted Lou, please respond, man. We want to get you on the show and ask you some questions about the community that I actually live in. So I'm gonna send you another email.
I wish you the best on that one.
Yeah.
Well, that was part of the issue I had with Ted. I mean, there's so many that love him.
Mhm.
And I just say, listen, it has nothing to do about a popularity contest. It's about getting the job done.
Mhm.
And his 3 terms in office, our district, our country is decaying.
Mhm.
Right now with a homeless population, it's never been so high.
Mhm.
It's increased in this last year alone, 16%.
I see it, brother. I see it every day.
We got 66,000 homeless on the street today.
Have you seen them in Santa Monica?
Damn right I have.
Venice.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
I spent, by the way, you don't know, I dig in deep. I'm on the streets talking to people. That day I was talking to store owners to say, hey, how can I help
Yeah.
after the riots?
Yes.
How can I help? Have anybody else, elected official, been out there helping you? And they said, no. And I did the same thing with the homeless.
Mhm.
I said, hey, I want to be out there. I want to find out what the issues are. We need to come up with the end the homeless.
Mhm.
What I found in L.A., it's an industry. They're ATM machines. None of that money goes down to the homeless. It's sickening.
Mhm.
And that's what I'm going to put it into. Because, there's nothing worse than walking out the door,
Mhm.
having to step over a body, over fecal matter,
Mhm.
and drugs. You're looking at hypodermic needles.
Yes.
And that's our playground right now. And it's all washing on the beach.
I know.
And it's out, in the neighborhoods. And you have your children you need to take care of. You can't go to the park. You got to look at Venice right now. It's blowing up right now. The homeless is just taking over.
Yeah, they got a lot of unaffordable housing,
Mm-hmm.
with the homeless population, because that's what I'm skilled in,
Well, we're going to talk about that.
Yeah, I'm skilled in that. That's where my education come from.
Really?
From leaving the penitentiary to the Palisades.
Life after death, man.
Life after death, and that's what
Yeah,
it's about.
sweet.
So, my past, I don't glorify that. I use that as an asset to say education,
Mm-hmm.
influence, empowerment. This is what it's about, because cats like, how did you go from right here to right here? You know.
Well, you told me the story. I'm going, wow.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, mine is a lot easier in life, even though big family.
It's choices. The choices.
Yeah, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you had something happen. It was divine intervention, whatever it was. It made it happen, and you just, I admire what you did, and of course, I respect you, obviously. So, the thing is, what we're going to do going forward.
What we're going to do, what is James Bradley going to do going forward?
Well, we only nail one of the issues, and that's the homeless crisis here in the district in California. We were coming up with a solution to end it, right? The housing is just one aspect, but that's not the answer. I was listening to a radio program on the way over, and they said, well, what ends up happening, they get free housing, they're still going to carry the same habits in there.
Yes, sir.
So it's going to be drugs. They have psychological issues. They need help. So they got to go through detox. They got to go through psychological therapy. On the backside of that, we're going to provide some training. We're going to get them back on their feet.
Let me ask you a question, James. With somebody who is who's unincorporated or homeless, suffer from either a drug addiction or mental health, before you can identify either or, they're dual diagnosed. So you have to get them clean and sober for a certain amount of time in order to see if it's drug induced or mental health. If it's drug induced, then you can remove them from that and give them some training on that and some classes, some groups, and so on and so forth. If it's a mental health issue, this is the burden. How do you get someone who has severe mental health issues, who is homeless, who cannot afford to maintain employment, housing, right?
Right.
From housing to going to keeping that prescription to keep the voices down, quiet every month. Because if they don't stay home, if they don't stay in a home and not filling up those prescriptions to help them with their mental health issues, they're going to be on the freeway off-ramp with that sign and that trash can, sleeping on the street, and going to every street corner in America with $5 to go get that street prescription.
Oh, yeah. It's happening right now.
And I'm glad that I wouldn't know how to handle that.
It's tough. I mean, when they closed down the facilities, for many reasons, during, I think, what was it? Forget what administration it was. That put them all in the street, right?
Yeah.
That was the influx of...
that was Reagan.
That was Ronald Reagan.
Yes.
Yeah, actually served under Ronald Reagan in the Coast Guard.
Yeah.
But I think that was one of the worst things he ever did, to be quite honest. I really did.
Yeah.
And how do you reverse that? That's the challenge. We'll see.
It is.
Because they need help. They can't be out there, because otherwise it's just... I don't know how they survive, honestly.
Basic instincts.
Yeah.
Basic instincts. And that's why I want to say thank you for doing what you're doing in that community. Because as we spoke, I must say that not just, like I said, brother, I didn't know who you were. Being out there in the community, being the service, seeing these unincorporated people who are struggling, and giving a handout, feeding people, spending some of your abundance to give those who are less fortunate. Why do you do that when a lot of people just overlook that homeless person sleeping on the sidewalk? Why do you share your abundance?
It's what I am.
Why do you do that, brother?
Well, I'm a God-loving man, right? I gave my life to God many years ago, and that's one of our tenants' requirements, that you're given so much, right? Palms down, palms down. And that's what I do. I try to give back. And, you got to be smart about it, too.
And you did this without no cameras.
Absolutely.
Why do you do this without cameras?
Because it's not, I'm not shouting from the mountaintops. I don't want to hear that. It makes me feel good and it helps someone else out. Now, if someone catches it on screen, hey, I mean, that's great, but it's not for the. My purpose was just to be there, be present, to do what I could do, as little as I could do, or as much. But you gotta be in it to be part of the change, because we need healing now. We need healing in our communities. We need healing in our nation.
Yes, sir.
So if you're sitting back in front of your couch, in front of the TV on your couch, you're not in it, and it just wouldn't be me. That's the way I was designed, and I wouldn't feel right. So, just part of what we do.
Yes, sir. No, I have another question for you.
Sure.
The judicial system.
Oh boy.
The judicial system is very, very overcrowded.
Yep, it's broken, brother. It's broken.
It's broken. There's been a lot of talk nowadays about, you know, the judicial system is broken, and I totally agree. With that. Programs. I know that if your values and your belief system changes, right, then the lifestyle changes.
Oh yeah.
Right. I don't place blame on anybody. I just state facts.
Do it.
I just state facts. Prison system is broken.
Oh yeah.
The judicial system didn't teach me anything. What I learned was I was blessed with a providence, right?
Yeah.
I saw on TV what I want to be like. Not the Cosbys. I saw what on television what I want to be like when I was in prison.
Oh, tell me.
17 years.
Oh Lord.
You know,
Yeah.
I saw what I want to be like. When they opened that prison gate, I knew nothing. What I connected with men on a higher vibration, a higher frequency of a certain mindset. And I hung around those men of a certain high vibration, of a higher mindset, coming from every disadvantage in life, right? I began to produce similar results as them because my values changed, my thinking changed, and therefore my lifestyle changed. So I'm one of many. I'm just vocal, and I've been given these platforms and these opportunities because when guys see me on TV, they're like, hey, that's the homie right there. That dude's on TV, you know. Mr.
Well, that's a gift.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, sir. Mr. Bill Clinton, the president.
Yeah.
Great guy. Actually, my mother-in-law painted a picture for him. Shout out to NASA. He created the thing where he came back and said, man, I messed up. He said, I made a big mistake with the 3 strikes law. The time didn't fit the crime, and that's why a lot of these prisons in the United States are overcrowded. But how can we move forward, or your opinion, how can we move forward to educate and empower, to give these men and women the tools to change or look at their values, their beliefs, their associates, their behavior, their education, their employment, their leisure time?
You're asking me for the answer.
just an opinion, just your opinion.
My opinion is, because you lived that life, I want you to weigh in on it, because I'll never say unless I lived it. I could not speak from the experience.
Good answer.
I can't bring any value. I will work it through, but that's where you come in. And everyone that's been through that, I want to hear what your recommendations are, solutions.
Yeah.
Because I can't do it alone.
Yeah, it's important to be a point of reference and to give examples. It's the examples.
Yeah.
Because why? I want that man or that woman who watching my show right now and to say, damn, he did it, because they're going to Google me after this.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I want everybody who's on the road that James Brady is walking to do what this man has been doing, because I have firsthand witnessed you do what you do.
Palms down, brother. Like, that's how we met. And with that, I want to electrify people. I want people to feel there's not only hope, but there's a way to get what they want, but you have to do it logically. And I love reaching out to the community, as you know. I do love that. But when we were together, we saw the beauty and the love.
Yes, sir.
But now we need to continue that, because it's not happening. So we just have to find a good way to get that message out and saying, hey, folks, don't do the dark side thing. Don't do the self-pity thing. Now it's time to raise up. If you need help, there's always and I know that a lot of my veteran brothers and sisters out there, we lose about, I think, 23 a day. They need help. Just like everybody else. You need help, you come in and out of this system. That's what you do, right?
Yes, sir.
You do the transition.
I am.
So that's what we do.
That's what I do, brother.
Yeah. So that's beautiful.
Education,
empowerment, because that's what we want to do. Just like Cardi B, elevate women, baby. Elevate them. They're looking to you as a role model.
State of California said the exact same thing. He said, Mr. DJ,
you're the role model.
Need you. We're going to pay you a lot of money, too.
Yeah.
You know?
That's why you're living where you're living, brother.
Yeah. So that's what they did. But I'm sorry to cut you off.
No. I mean, I'm loving this. Because, bringing positive change, bringing hope, that's what we need now more than ever. I mean, look at the political landscape. I've never seen in my history, and in the decades before that, we've seen just a little bit in our life. But this is the worst I've ever seen it. I mean, we have a nation to save now. I mean, really, we're at that point in history. If we don't step in, citizens, you have a right and you have a duty. By the fact that you are a U.S. citizen, not allow what's happening to happen. Because there's so much corruption right now. So much I can't share with you. Because I'm sure I'll have a big target on my back if I did.
Oh, they're going to pick this apart.
Oh, I'm sure they will.
They're going to pick it apart. You know that. and they're supposed to.
Yeah, they will.
They're supposed to.
But, I'm not doing this for me. It's certainly not for the money. It's not for the fame. It's not for the death threats. But I'm doing it for us. I'm doing it for everybody out there that can't voice. They can't do it themselves. Just like you, what you do for a living, And it's part of your heart and your soul, and you're giving it. You're giving it back to those that need this, because you're the voice of your reason. And very much like you, in a sense. I want to clean up. I want to clean up what's happening in D.C. It may not ever be possible.
You're going to do your part, though.
Oh, you better believe it.
You couldn't clean up Santa Monica by yourself.
Hell no. No. And that's the thing, is that when you're in D.C., it's the baptism by fire, right? It's very corrupt, very, very corrupt. But I don't answer to D.C. I answer to the constituents of the district, period, in a sentence. I'm not going to do it for fame. There's certainly, God, I could think of better things to do for fame. I could actually sing, by the way. Yeah, I can.
Give us a few bars.
Oh, man, I can't do that. I could embarrass myself and my mother be screaming from her grave, God bless her soul. But, yeah, I could be thinking about something else to do for a living. In fact, I had a really good career in healthcare for 30 years. And, I mean, I stepped out of that to clean up the mess, because we got a mess, man. We do.
What haven't you done, man?
Well, I haven't cut a record. Not yet. Do we call records anymore?
Yeah, they call records.
All right, good. Yeah, my mother, she had such a voice. Oh, I miss her dearly. Mom, I love you. I know you're up there with God right now. And it's just, anyway, yeah. I'd love to sing if I could.
Yeah, man. You are a jack of all trades. You amaze me. I'm just blessed that I was right there at the right day on my birthday, man.
Well, that's destiny right there. You know that? Whatever you believe in, whatever God you believe in. Of course, I believe in God. I believe in Jesus Christ. But He puts us in places for reasons. Like today, we're meeting with everybody that's watching right now. We're reaching out to you, trying to give you hope and explain out. Cardi, love you, girl. right? It's all about love now. No more this crazy that's going on right now. It's ending. We need to be the voice, the parents. We need to bring the unity back. If we ever had it, well, let's make it. Why, in the time of history now, more than ever, we need this now. We got a broken nation. We got broken families. We need to be the adults now. We need to be opening the door, create the bridge, just listen to the screams, because there's a lot of screaming going on right now. Mm-hmm. We have a lot of things to fix, but we can't continue to allow career politicians to run our lives.
And when you say career politician, what does that mean?
That means the folks that have been in it for a long time, that have been corrupted with power, money.
40-year politician.
Yeah, you got that right.
And what do you think a reasonable time is for?
Well, I believe in term limits myself.
And what does that look like?
Well, a few things were floated by me, like 2-3 terms in Congress, because it's usually a 2-year term. Senate 2 years max. So I figure, hey, I'll get in, get out, right? I'll get in there and get things cleared and set it up for the next younger generation. I'm not that young, by the way. I'd love to take on Senate, because that's where I can do a lot of work. And that's where I ran first time, when I ran against Dianne Feinstein. So I really feel that,
she's been there a long time.
Man, I don't. Yeah, and God love her. When I was running against her in 2018, I complimented her. I said, "Listen, it's time to retire, girl. That's it. You did a great job when you were moderate, but now she's gone so far left." And not to say anything's wrong. I don't believe in socialism. I believe we're a capitalist society. So you get my political leaning.
Remember, my show is unbiased from anything.
Okay, got it. I'll back it up.
No, I'm talking to the people. I'm unbiased with anything. I just want to be able to share, give you the opportunity, because I look at you as a friend of mine.
Yeah.
So I got a lot of friends. I don't know their political backgrounds. It's just the fact of the matter is, when I met you,
I was just me.
You were just you.
Yeah.
And that's the important thing right
Thank
there.
you for that.
And that's where I think that you will reach more people, or the people who haven't heard of James Bradley, and I know that you will do a good job. If you do a good job, from what I've seen, the sky's the limit for you. You know what I'm saying? And again, I'm blessed to know you, but I just want to put that out there to my listeners, to my viewers, is that I hold no political agenda. He's a friend of mine, and he's very, very powerful.
Thank you.
I'm talking about spiritually powerful, and I just wanted to say that.
Yeah, I think we got to put our party differences aside.
Yeah.
And you got to put the person in there that speaks, that wants to end the crazy that's going on. That's it. It's not, like I said, honestly, if I could pick no party, I would do that.
You have to pick something.
Yeah.
You have to pick something, and no matter what side you pick.
Right.
If it's the red or the blue, it's
it's crazy.
Red, white, and blue.
Let me tell you.
Red, white, and blue.
Yeah.
So
hey, we all bleed red, for one.
Exactly.
Right. And half of my family are blue, and just a couple of us are red. Now, I came from a very non-party position, because I was kind of like Groucho Marx. Anyone that would invite me to be a member of a group, I would not be a member. Turn away.
If you were Democrat, if you were Republican, if you were independent, you're still going to be my friend.
Hey, man, brother. That's what it's about.
Still going to be my brother.
Hey, it's just like anything in life. Why we keep, we're almost guilty of what we're accusing other people of being, right? I don't have a prejudice bone in my body. I was raised that way. Love everybody on equal footing, give them the due respect, because that is the honorable thing to do.
Yes, sir.
And I live it and breathe it. That's why it's so easy for me to forgive and forgive and forgive and ask for forgiveness too. But if we don't put an end to this division, and I just say, hey, forget about party. Just vote for the person that speaks to you. That's it. Am I honest to any particular party? Heck no, man. I'm here for the people. That's it. That's it. I'm not doing it for me.
You You're an amazing man.
Well, thank you.
You're an amazing man, and
No, you're the amazing man. Your story you share, it's like,
oh
wow.
man, it's just that's the road I've walked. I get a chance to tell my story versus being my story.
That's beautiful, because that's what you want to do. You're not the victim anymore.
No,
You live by it, and now you're sharing it.
No.
You got to go on a speaking tour. You know that, right?
I do. I've been, I got a chance to. I've been all around the world, but again, it's like the universe put me in a position at a certain place. I was supposed to go on vacation on my birthday.
Oh, that's a hell of a vacation you went on.
Yeah, they had a ride on my birthday.
That's right. That was brutal.
Yeah, so I woke up and it was like, ain't nothing to do. So let me get on my motorcycle and go to Santa Monica, to the promenade to go clean up. And by cleaning up, man, I'm approached by a cat like you, man. Never. I never met James Bradley before. I don't know if he was a Blood or a Crip. I don't know. Republican, Democrat. None of that mattered.
Mm.
What mattered was he was like, brother, I like what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And he was doing the exact same thing. And that's why we're sitting here today.
Yeah, I'm honored, man.
And
I really am.
And lo and behold, that you're running to take over and to continue to push forward and to elevate District 33, the district that I live in.
That's right.
How does this happen?
Like I said, divine intervention.
Divine intervention.
Well, yeah. I think that someone has to do it, right? Someone has to. It's gotten to a point now where I think most people are done with politics, done with politicians. Really, I'm done with that. I felt the same way. That's the main reason why I said, hey, if I don't get in and do my level best to bring some level of sanity and stability, that we can now start talking to our family members again, because our family members are divided. Mm-hmm. That's unacceptable in my life.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I haven't talked to one of my sisters in 2 years. That's wrong.
That's totally wrong.
So we got to put this political, I call it BS, behind us, and get to work.
Chewed up grass.
Yep.
That's all BS is, chewed up grass.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So we got to get to work. We got a lot of work to do. And I think when people start, getting back to the career politicians, could you ask that question? Those that make a life out of it and kind of elevate, and I always say, okay, for the position, it's $174,000. That's not secret to anybody. When you see politicians in office that are making over $3 million, or their net worth is $3 million, in the case of many others, it's much, much more. The speaking engagements, stuff like that. So I look at that and say, hey, they're not serving the people. They're serving someone else. Who is that else? And some of the times when you peel those layers of the onion, it's not looking good. It can get in some real nefarious stuff. So, and I don't want to go political. I just say, hey, listen, there's some hope and there's reason. Isn't a chance in history that we can bring back some love back into our families? Oh my God, it just tears me apart. I can't talk to half of my family now.
What is your vision? Give us your vision.
Once in office, or it's certainly not the Green Deal. The vision is this.
In the perfect world, James, what is your vision?
I think checks and balances. We were founded on the Constitution, the framers of the Constitution. Yeah, there's checks and balances in the three branches. We need to make sure that we bring that back. I need to level the government. The government's getting way too big. I mean, think about when you go into a social program, how many layers you go through. Yeah. Right? Wow. We got to reduce that. There's just too many people that are in the government, and as we continue to go down this road, that makes a larger government. So that's a libertarian approach, where you have less government, less regulations, so you as an individual can thrive. You as a self-employed independent contractor. One of the biggest mistakes what we had here in California was the legislation passed and went into effect called Assembly Bill 5. That made it, that's the Uber gig bill. And that made it almost criminal for people to be self-employed independent contractors. Now, a lot of people think, hey, it's not affecting me. No, it is going to affect you. It is. It's now encroaching in different industries. Mm-hmm. So it started off with the Ubers and the Lyfts. Now it's looking at the trucking industry. Now we're looking at impacting the salons. So, and what's the whole idea behind this AB5 is to push people into full-time employment or an employer. Mm-hmm. So the days of working for yourself, and this affects the Hollywood quite a bit, in fact. Mm-hmm. You should be afraid of this. So that's the kind of legislation that's been put in California just this last year. Now, with the B that's going for President, Mr. Biden, mm-hmm. he wants to make that national. Mm-hmm. Okay, so it doesn't matter if you're Republican or Democrat. This cuts across party line. Mm-hmm. This cuts to the core of many that have been surviving mm-hmm. as a self-employed independent contractor. It's cutting to the heels of that.
It's a lot of stuff, man.
Yeah, I didn't want to go political, but I want to share that with you. There's many things that are at risk now, mm-hmm. and that's the main reason why I'm fighting for everybody right now. That's it. Being real.
Again, man, you would not see a politician or candidate out there in the trenches without a camera. This is where I met James Bradley, doing his thing as a decent human being and a member of my community. I wish that I would see other politicians or candidates in the trenches as I've witnessed you and got a chance to know who you are without any political agenda. It's just seeing a good man, and he has a vision. Again, you know, and as we started out as two fathers,
yeah.
With Cardi B, I'm inviting you to come on out, Cardi B, when you're in Los Angeles, to come on Life After Death, and have a face-to-face with Mr. Bradley, and you would
yeah, I love that,
Miss Cardi B.
I love that.
We're running out of time.
Are we?
Yes, sir. We're running out of time. We can always have a part 2. I would love to bring you back on the show. Is there anywhere where any of our viewers can check you out at? Do you have any websites?
Oh, yeah. Well, thanks for asking. And I normally put it out there in my little speeches, and I just share information. But, yeah, you can go to my website. It's Bradley, BRADLEY, Congress.com. Real simple.
BradleyCongress.com.
Yes, sir.
Check him out. Check out his website. Can people contact you on there?
Yeah, you shoot me an email. And by the way, mm-hmm. I return calls, but it's got to be nice. Got to be nice to me.
Yeah, be nice to him and say that you saw this on Life After Death with the host DJ Verrett.
My brother.
My brother, man. Again, man, some of that stuff, like you quoted MC Light, I crammed to understand.
Yeah, I was shocked,
but I'm learning to understand.
Mm-hmm.
You know, again, we hold no judgment. We just sharing our opinions as a father. When we talked about Cardi B and her new song WAP, from your vision as a father, we know a history of you. Your palm's always been down.
Always down.
And again, I would like to bring you back on the show in the future, brother. And,
call me anytime.
After you hopefully get elected.
Well, I'm going to invite you when I go through the swearing in.
Okay.
I'll
definitely.
I told you.
I ain't never been to a swearing in. I swear to tell the whole truth. No.
The truth, but no, I mean, God. But no, yeah. They'd love you there, by the way.
Yeah.
So
yeah, man. Again, James, I want to thank you for being on my show, and we're going to reach a lot of people with this right there. Again, check out Bradley Congress at bradleycongress.com. Leave a comment. Say you saw, you heard about Mr. Bradley from my show, Life After Death. I want to thank Smooth Cut Productions.
Thank you.
For making everything happen. I want to thank Norman Steele for giving me this platform. Is there anything you want to close out with? I'm going to give it to you.
This is time now. We can be a big family, or we can just continue division. But I choose to. I like to see us change, make history now. In a time, you deserve it. You work hard all your life. You want to take care of your little ones, and that's all you want, and that's all I want to bring. So now is the time to do it. Let's make some history. Love everybody.
Thank you for joining us Life After Death. I'm your host, DJ Ferret. Peace.
Thank you.
My name is James P. Bradley. I'm running for United States Congress in District 33, California.